Sai, I was going through the commentary on social media, and many people have compared this to what the Britishers did by adding animal fat in cartridge.
Right. See, I think when the British man does it, I expect it because that was a stated intent. But today, what is being pushed in the name of secularism is anti-Hinduism. Whether people agree with me or not, that's a different issue. But in practice, that is how secularism has worked out, where the state establishment takes a position that it is equidistant from all faiths. But it is not equidistant from the Hindu establishment when it comes to interference with our religious institutions. And it is not equidistant from other communities when it comes to extending benefits to them. So equidistance, as is expected in a secular country, I don't think has worked out to the benefit or advantage of Hindus. It's not even worked out, according to me, on just and fair lines. So maybe there are some fundamental issues with respect to our so-called principles of constitutional morality that must be revisited. But nevertheless, I do believe that this is yet another instance which showcases the fact that we are 8th grade citizens or 8th class citizens, to put it in the language of Anand Ranganathan, in our own country. And two, please remember that Tirumala has been the subject of repeated attacks under Jagan, where the fact of the matter is the temple board, the TTD, was populated with either Christians or openly practicing Christians. And we were being told that what is wrong with it.
Now, Sai, before we let you go, my final question to you is this. I have a report by the National Dairy Development Board, and among other things, it says fish oil, beef tallow, lard, which is pig fat. Now, as a lawyer, what should the state do to build a case so that an example is set, so that this is never repeated? A larger message goes out that this is not an ordinary case of adulteration.
Initiate criminal proceedings against the members of the TTD under whose tenure this happened. And if there is someone who signed off on this directly, that person must be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law for hurting Hindu sentiments under provisions which deal with causing hurt to religious sentiments. That must happen. In addition to that, they must be prosecuted further, according to me, for having indulged in bad faith conduct while occupying a position in which they're expected to have at least the minimum amount of fiduciary duty to the community to which this institution belongs, which is the Hindu community. I say this over and over again. If you take a look at the Andhra Pradesh HRC Act, there is a separate chapter that deals with the constitution of the board for the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam.
Right.
And each of those positions are state-appointed positions. It's not as if the community has a say. So for all practical purposes, if you really want to take a look at what is the textbook definition of state control of Hindu temples, take a look at the legislation that deals with the constitution of the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. Take a look at the definition or the manner in which Jagannath Puri is controlled by legislations there. Everyone is a state appointee, or at the very least, the state has the final say and veto with respect to every decision, religious and financial.
Right. Sai, thank you for putting that in context. Always a pleasure to speak to you. We'll let you go.